If you've been trying to keep up with the greater Toronto area housing market, you know it's been, well, a total roller coaster, right? But what is really going on right now in March 2026? We're going to cut through the noise and figure it out together.
So let's just get right to it. This is the big one, the question on everyone's mind. And honestly, whether you're dreaming of your first condo, need more space for the family, or you're looking to invest, the answer isn't a simple yes or no. It really depends. So today, we're going to unpack all the pieces so you can find the right answer for you. You know, before we can even talk about what's happening on your street, we have to zoom out, way out. We need to start with the single biggest factor that shapes the entire market, the Bank of Canada's interest rate decision. And there you have it. That's the magic number. The Bank of Canada just announced they are holding the line, keeping their T policy interest rate at 2.25%. Now, this sends a huge ripple through the whole economy. But for housing, it's everything. So what does this number actually mean for you? Okay, so super important point here. This is not your mortgage rate. Think of it more like the master switch or maybe the big tap that controls the flow of money. It's the rate the big banks borrow at. And whatever they do, well, that trickles right down to the rates you see for your mortgage. So why didn't they change it? Why just hold? Well, imagine you're walking a tightrope. On one side, the good news. Inflation is finally getting back down near that 2% target. But on the other side, the economy's kind of sluggish. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. And let's be real, everyone's feeling the squeeze on their wallets. So the bank's decision was to just press pause. It's a very deliberate move to create some stability. All right, so that's the big national picture. But how does a decision made in Ottawa actually feel on the ground right here in the GTA? Let's take a look at how our local market is reacting to this new dose of stability. The word of the day, the word you need to remember, is balanced. Gone are the days of those crazy, overheated bidding wars. This is a complete vibe shift. It's not a crash, not by a long shot, but it's a huge change in the market's personality. Things are just calmer, more predictable, and that changes the game entirely. For anyone looking to buy a home, this stability is fantastic news. It means you can actually get a mortgage quote and trust it'll be good for a while. You can plan. And because there are more homes for sale, you're not forced into a snap decision. You have choices, you have time, and this is the big one, you have leverage. The power dynamic has definitely shifted. Now, here's the thing about the GTA market. It's never just one story. There's always a hotspot, an area with its own unique buzz. And right now, all eyes are on the East End. While the rest of the GTA is finding its balance, Durham Region is really standing out. Let's see why. I mean, look at this. The numbers here tell the whole story, don't they? It's just so clear. We're talking about a massive price difference between downtown Toronto and a city like Oshawa. For a lot of people, that gap isn't just a number, it's the difference between renting forever and actually owning a home. And it's not a fluke. Durham's appeal is built on three really solid pillars. First, obviously, is the affordability we just saw. You just get more for your money. Second, you have this huge wave of people moving out from the core, looking for more space and better value. And third, the infrastructure is there. With the GO train and major highways, it's a totally practical choice. Okay, we've looked at the big economic picture and zoomed in on the regional hotspots. Now it's time to bring it home, literally. What does all of this actually mean for you? Let's open up the 2026 playbook. So, not all properties are feeling the same effects. Right now, townhouses are kind of the rock star. They've got super strong demand and stable prices, that perfect mix of space and affordability. Condos, they're under a bit of pressure, which could mean a real opportunity if you're a first-time buyer. And for detached homes, buyers are being picky, which is leading to a slight price correction. This slide basically lays it all out. If you're a buyer, this is your moment. There's less competition, more to choose from, and you can actually negotiate. Now for sellers, listen up. This doesn't mean you can't sell. It just means the old strategy of putting a sign on the lawn and waiting for a bidding war is over. You have to price your home correctly and market it professionally. It's absolutely non-negotiable now. Okay, and this is so important, especially if you're a first-time buyer. It is so tempting to sit on the sidelines and think, maybe prices will drop more. But here's the risk. What if interest rates go up later this year? If they do, your buying power literally shrinks overnight. A higher rate means a higher monthly payment, which could knock you right out of the running for the very home you can afford today. It's a real gamble. And that really brings us to the key takeaway for 2026. This isn't a chaotic, crazy market. But it's not a dead market either. What it is a controlled entry market. Think of it like a window of opportunity is opened, conditions are balanced, and buyers who are smart and prepared have a serious advantage.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground, so let's boil it all down. What are the absolute must-knows from all of this? Let's hit the highlights one last time. So here it is, plain and simple. The GTA market as a whole, it's balanced. The number one spot for opportunity, Durham Region. The best entry point within Durham, looks like Oshawa. Prices, they're stable. And the most important point of all, buyers. You are in the strongest position you've been in for years. And so we end right back where we started. But now, you have the full picture. The market is giving us this rare, calm moment, a pause between the frenzy we just left and whatever comes next. It's offering you time, choice, and a much more level playing field. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with it?